Hey there, Rich. In this video, I am going to show you 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. My name is Seleni and I work with business owners across the state of Utah. Touched base with Sue earlier today and she gave me the green light to go ahead and send this over to your email. So I put together a quick custom video for you about your online presence and specifically how you stack up against your competition. So I'm sure at this point you're most likely sitting there asking yourself, why would you be doing this and what's the catch? Well, that's a fair question. What I have found is that most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business. Maybe they're swamped with payroll, helping customers, honestly just answering questions and dealing with employees, staying on top of jobs, all of those things, and many more, that a lot of times learning how to leverage the internet to benefit their company just gets buried underneath all of the other to-dos. And let's be real, half the time the only reason somebody hasn't hired someone yet is because they don't know who to trust or know who is truly an expert. So that is exactly why I make videos like this. I have found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of things that they can actually do to impact their business for free, it has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, hey, I like you, Seleni, can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, then shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or even if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan that I give to you and do it yourself, that totally works for me too. Now, the 3 things that we're going to cover today that'll set premier pools and spas above your competition is going to be first, content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. And before I actually jump into this, I do want to briefly mention here, I do realize that you guys are a franchised company. I know that each one is individually owned and operated, so I am not sure exactly what kind of leeway you guys have with marketing. I know sometimes that's held more at the upper level versus the individual level. Obviously, either way, would love to hear your feedback and hopefully I'm providing some sort of value to you. But either way, if you could just give me your thoughts back about the video, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, to dive into all the things now, first thing that is up is content. So since Google isn't a human, it doesn't just know what you do, it needs to be told through your content. Content is basically going to be anything here you can see on this page that is highlighted. Now again, I do know that this is a back page. Oops, sorry, I can't get this to highlight. This is a back page from the main website. So again, I don't know how much control you have over here with your website, but just from what I'm seeing here, all of these things like text, pictures, what the pictures are saved as, what's behind them, all of this stuff can be considered content here. Now, to give you an example of what I was talking about with images, for instance, if we come over here to these images and do a right click, we can do a save as and I can see what they're saved as. This one's got in-ground pool and then a bunch of numbers. This one, we've got in-ground pool as well with a bunch of numbers. And let's just check this last one. Premier pools, spas, and a bunch of numbers. So this is great that I'm seeing some keywords in here because a lot of times I only see letters and numbers. They're not specific things. In these areas, this would actually be a great way to be able to leverage high volume keywords, again, by using those here in the detailed image descriptions. Some of these singular words I do show as keywords, but some of them are actually really not the high volume keywords that you would want to be going for here. Again, all of these things are things that the Google bots can read and get an idea of what is this business, what services are they offering, what area are they targeting, and that is all going to position you in the search ranking. So the goal is having unique and authoritative content, and you need to have enough of it to be able to add in the right keywords and phrases that people are searching for in Google in order for them to find the services that you offer. Most business owners know that they need content, but what they don't know is that in order to rank number 1 on Google for pool building, the average content count is 2,000 to 2,400 words on your homepage. Again, while making sure that it has the right keywords and phrases that your customers are actually searching for. When I copy the content here from this page that you guys operate out of and plugged it into my tool, I can see that you guys are sitting around 1,700 words here on your page. Now, again, this would be a great way to be able to increase that so you can put the right keywords and phrases that people are actually searching for. Now, we're actually going to head over here into one of my tools. This tool is called Ahrefs. It's a really cool tool, but it essentially gives me behind the scene details that Google is looking at when it comes to ranking a site. So I can get a pretty good idea of what is working well for you and for your competition. So I did run a quick scan of your competitor over here. We've got Cutting Edge Pools here. These guys are actually ranking currently as #1 in the St. George area for pool building. So I've got them listed here as your top competitor. And right off the bat in the overview, I am able to see how many keywords their website is being found for and roughly what type of traffic it's driving every month. Now we're going to dive specifically into the keywords here, and we can get a look at the exact keywords that they're ranking for and what your customers are searching for every single month. Now, if I go ahead and just do Command F, let's hurry and just type in St. George so we can just have it pull open here. You can see here the first one that they're actually ranking for is Pool Builders, St. George, Utah. That keyword alone is being searched 70 times every single month, and they're ranking within the top 3 positions. Like I said, tonight I'm showing them in the current position. Sometimes this tool does lag a little bit based on Google just changing their rankings so frequently, but they're being found for that keyword in the highest ranking position. And I also wanted to actually just jump over here really quick and show you a few of these other keywords. Just pool building alone, they're in the St. George area. Again, St. George Pool Builders also being searched 70 times per month. This is the one that I just showed you at 70 times per month. And then Pool Builders in St. George, Utah, 40 times per month. St. George, Utah Pool Builders also 40 times per month. So you can see here you've got lots of search volume there just in the St. George area that is available to be found for using those right keywords. Now, if we jump over here into your website, I've got the back page for your St. George location plugged in here. Same tool, I can see in the overview how many keywords this page is being found for specifically and what type of traffic that specific St. George page is being found for. Again here, nothing to specifically show here, just because a lot with this tool, it's just not showing that you're necessarily being found for a lot of key terms here. You might show up in specific search rankings for it, but it's just telling Google that you don't have the specific words and aren't being optimized in a way that even the tool is being able to really pick up and find you as a consistent result that way. Okay, so now we're actually going to pivot. We're going to take a look, jumping over here into Google. I actually have that term, St. George Pool Builders, plugged in here, one of those high volume terms. First thing that we can obviously see here is the ads section. And of course, here's the thing about ads. Ads can work, but they can also be a huge money pit if your foundation, like your website, isn't dialed in, or if customers are using an ad blocker. So just be really careful to not burn through any of your money with Google Ads unless you know for sure that your site is going to convert. Now we're actually going to jump down here below the ads into the coveted map area. And you can see here that this area has a lot to do with this second important thing that we're going to talk about, which is citations. And you're probably asking, okay, what is a citation? Why do they matter? Well, that's a great question. So this is called the Google Map Pack. You've probably used this section, and you're seeing right now that your company is actually ranking in or at least your franchise is ranking in the second position currently here in the Map Pack. So in order to get here and keep your business up here with these rankings, you need to make sure that you know about citations. Again, this is the #1 thing that Google looks at. So what are citations? Well, super simple. It's just your business name, address, and phone number being listed on as many online directories. It helps give Google to be able to verify you, and then it gives relevance to your local business. So to push yourself up here in the top 3 and to keep your rankings here, you want to make sure you continue to get more citations than your competitor. That way, you're able to stay above everybody else here. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the last thing that I wanted to go over with you today, which is backlinks, often called link juice. This third pillar is really going to help you dominate here on Google. So again, when we search St. George Pool Builders, and we scroll down past the ads, past the map pack, we get down in here into the organic listing section. Now, here's the thing here. We can see your site is not ranked as #1, 2, 3, 4. I do show you guys down here in the 5th position, so you are on the first page of Google. However, we want to be in the top 3 positions here. Google statistics have shown that the top 3 businesses here get about 75% of the clicks, meaning that most of your potential customers are choosing one of these first 3 results. They're never making it down to your listing. So in order to get here, you've got to beat out your competition in every aspect. You need authority. So how do you get authority? Well, this is where the backlinks come into play. Basically, a backlink is when one website links to another website online. Easiest way to think about it is like a popularity contest back in high school. You want the coolest, most popular kid to be recommending you. So in this popularity contest here, the business with the most relevant link juice or authority wins. And I say relevant because not all backlinks are created equal. So you guys are pool builders, right? Well, you wouldn't want a backlink from an ice cream shop linking back to you because you don't make ice cream. Although that'd be tasty, that backlink would be useless to you. But if you had one from like a local blog or industry specific site linking back to you, that would be much more effective. Now we're going to jump back over here into my tool again, and then we can actually see how many backlinks are being pointed back to your specific St. George web page here. Obviously here with 0, we've got a lot of room for improvement. Right now you are getting some of the power from the home page because of it being a franchise, which is what is helping you guys get to the first page of Google. However, you could increase your rankings and get to the top positions if you guys were able to add some quality backlinks back to your website here. Jumping over here to your #1 competitor here in the St. George area currently, we're able to see they have 208 backlinks being pointed back to them, and some are from very strong relevant sources. So again, how do we get these? Well, here at Ahrefs, I can actually dive in specifically here and I can see the exact links that they are being pointed back to their website. Again, we can go ahead and beat those with time. Getting you here to the top of Google, it is not magic. It is just a tried and true method, and I've shown you that exact method today. So again, the 3 things that you can do to help grow your online presence is first, focusing here on your page, getting into at least the 2,000 to 2,400 keyword-rich content here so that you guys are able to show up in your area and your company gets found. Second, continuing to increase your citation game here so that you can beat out your competition and stay in those top 3 positions. Ideally, we're making it even to the first position there. And then lastly is backlinks, just making sure that you guys are getting more quality sites pointing back to your website to show that you are the authority here. Again, if you implement these strategies today, you can be #1 across Google. So I'm sure you're wondering, okay, well, what now? Well, you really have a few options. First, if you feel like you cannot handle any more clients every month, or if you have no marketing power here with being a franchise, that is absolutely fair. If you could just send me a quick note telling me you watched the video, tell me your thoughts about it, I would really appreciate your feedback. On the other hand, if you're ready to grow, then you can take this blueprint and you can implement these strategies on your very own. I give you the exact formula that businesses pay tons of dollars to have, and it is all yours to use to help your company. Now, if you found this information valuable, and if you're one of those business owners to still raise their hands for the most effective route, just go ahead and respond to my email. We'll set up a time to chat and dive deeper into your situation. Once again, my name is Seleni, and I look forward to your feedback. Have a good day.